Hey everyone, welcome. It's Sweatsuit Invitational time. As soon as I see the ready check over on my left monitor, I will hop us over there. But in the meantime, we'll chat here as we wait for the countdown to arrive. It is a 32 streamer, 5-round, best of 3, single elimination, 4-pod draft extravaganza. If you've never been here before, we draft on a third-party website made by our friend Senryoku. We'll hop over there in a second. And so we draft on a third-party site. We export our decks into Arena and then try to use the friend challenge system to pair up and play out our matches on Arena. It's a great way to not only draft for free, or at least for wild cards, for having a collection. You just need the cards to play with, but also to play in pod. One of the things I like a lot about this particular event is that at the very least, your first 3 rounds, if you make it that far, are all in pod. And that means that the self-correcting nature of draft has more of a chance to actually come through on that front. And you're not going to have 4 black-blue decks in your pairings because, maybe there's somebody else who has one, but if there's 3, they're probably going to be weak. That self-correcting nature of, well, somebody's got to play these cards actually happens, and it can feel like a more real experience that way. Speaking of real, grafted identity, awfully real. Now, there's a lot of bounce in the format. I want to call that out. Mind controls are incredibly powerful, but blue has a couple of very good bounce spells at common that are quite playable, and even one at uncommon, such that if you're up against blue, you might find that they get their creature back off of a bounce spell. And the cost of sacrificing a creature actually is no big deal. Blue, just give me some startles and we'll get there. You're just looking to ditch a zombie token most often, or sometimes an aura'd creature, or otherwise less useful creature, something that does something on ETB but then is pretty expendable. In any case, it is a powerful start. It's a 2-for-1. And a direct board swinging 2-for-1, like killing a creature and casting a creature is effectively what this does. It's a sneaky little flame tongue Kavu of sorts, and it's amazing. So even though it can be undone via bounce, we're gonna, as we say, make them have it. Now I'm seeing a root coil creeper, and I'm just kind of moving in. Not that I'm going to marry this, but it's a fine follow with the grafted identity as a blue card, and I've only had this archetype once or twice, and when I did, it was a lot of fun, and it felt very powerful. A lot of decision intensive as well. It tries to go late, ramp to big stuff, do recursive stuff with exile cards. So let's take this and see if we can't take this lane. I'd love it. Could be fun. House trainer as house called. Yes. Now we've got, if we want to stick to this lane, we really just take a Falcon Abomination. This could lead to some pretty sick curve outs, even with Abomination on 3, sacrificing the token it makes to the grafted identity on 4. Although, again, honestly, grafted identity is, I think, better as a turn 10 dust settle play. The dust has settled. We've expended all of it, and now I finish it off by swinging it wildly in my favor while you're out of interaction. But Abomination is great here. Larder Zombie on the wheel would be fine. So would Gale Drifter. Let's see if Sanctifier or Ritual wheels. We should keep an eye on the blue-white backdoor plan if we don't see the green for the creeper lane. I've never played Turn the Earth. We probably wheel it. We could, but there's Search Party Captain. I should just take the best card here, which is Search Party Captain. It's still a little too cute to assume we're green blue at this point when we just passed some decent white that might wheel, and blue white is one of my favorite places to be anyway. And, you know, meme value, yes, undeniable meme value. Got my pineapple soda water. I'm a happy camper. Startle? Yep, that's fine. I'm noting no real green being passed, so the creeper is creeping away step by step, but a startle is a fine add, helps solidify our blue, which I really want to do given the power of the identity. This is where I like to be. I'd love a blue card next that we're happy with, and then having 4 blue cards totally locked into blue and totally open to search to white, green, or even completely abandoning white and green, saying, oh my gosh, black is open, or even, hey, blue-red spells, we got there. That's one reason I really do like being in heavy blue where possible. It's the color that can really pair, for me, happily with literally every other color, because it's so darn good. Black's good too, which is why we consider the community conventional wisdom is blue-black is the best pair. But now we got a decision. We got Trapper on the white lane. We got Sentry on the green lane. There's more green cards here that I think are interesting. So maybe the signals here are a little more in the green direction. And Sentry, in a, you know, green blue is trying to go long, at which point Sentry tends to be activated most of the time. And yeah, if we're taking a green card, I really like the Sentry over the Birdwatcher. I don't know, maybe conventional wisdom isn't on with me on that one, but that's where I'm at. I'll take the Sentry. We could take the other. I said, you know, a 4th blue card would be welcome, but Gaze not good enough to be that 4th blue card. Whereas if it had been like Startle, I think we would have just done that. Candle Grove, which is almost a reason to hedge that way, but again, I just want to tighten this blue lane and see what the table says. But the Witch is a bit signally for me. I got my eye on that, especially if we wheel some white cards like I thought we might in pick 10, I think. I think pick 10 is where I noticed first time around that we were passing some white when I took the Recoil Creeper. I think green-blue is where we're happy for cover-ups, right? We're both ramping, filling up our graveyard, wanting to put stuff back in. I think it's just more impactful than either of these two. Yeah, maybe tapping is the home for, or green-blue is the home for this tapping, but is it even good there? The potential to whiff off tapping is so high for 2 mana. Like, this should have either been 1 mana on the front. I don't know. I'm just going to go with a cover-up. There's just so much that makes me sad about the tapping, even if this is the deck where it could be pretty darn reasonable. Cavalry here. Hauler flips to the old 6/6 Vigilance. And it's, what do we like, Vigilance or sometimes Trample plus 5/5? I think sometimes Trample plus 5, but always 5/5. They're close. Math likes the Hauler a little more. In a way I don't like. I'm going to go with my gut, which is the Cav, but I'm with you. I don't think it's a particularly a huge difference either way. And here we're just going to take another Sentry, keep it on the small when given a choice. The green just provides so many options at 5 that we just want the 2s. Yeah, green looks to be the lane, and was saying, hey, is there going to none of that white wield really, unless I just failed to notice some of it. So really telling that, oh no, maybe it was this pack because I thought there was a ritual in it. So maybe it's not completely closed, and maybe I just had my packs mixed up, or maybe there was multiple rituals. In any case, Green is certainly flowing enough for my purposes. I think this is a fine first pack. With 10 playables, hopefully we can even do some upgrading before the end. And then here's that turn that I figured would be here on the wheel. That's true. I got to get into my best of 3 mindset. I'm kind of dismissing the sideboard cards when I shouldn't be. We're best of 3. Thanks for the reminder. And if we were white, this would be kind of a gifted sideboard card. Ugh. Speaking of in pod, and speaking of sideboard cards, we have a Mask of Griselbrand to be aware of and potentially play around. Potentially hate draft? Geez, there's not much here for us. This is a festival style deck, but we'll get that on the wheel. I'm not interested in a hauler first pick. Defend is powerful in its effect, but the ask of 4 free mana is high. Geist Wave is solid, but if we were hate drafting, I would take the Mask, which can just straight up win games. Farmhand is a very good card, and maybe we could end up backing into white somehow. Oh, you think it's better than Mask? But it doesn't... It's good. It's consistently better. Like, I mean, sorry, not consistently better. It's got much better consistency, but I don't ever feel like I lost the game because of a farmhand. I can name many games that I feel I've literally lost because of Mask of Griselbrand. I'm taking it. There's nothing here worth it. I don't like any green-blue card I was looking at, and this is playing in pod. Maybe it's not amazing, but it's a card that can do something that I just find myself unable to beat. And first picking a Geist Wave, really? Like, that just felt not right. This is just sad. We're clearly just not in green heavy packs. There's a rare missing, and then we get a freaking Snarling Wolf. So, Faithful Mending, you think we could still end up in white? Full ban. I suppose if we get Fixing, we'll probably wheel that as well. I think I just sadly take the Gale Drifter over the Geist Wave. I'm not looking... I mean, Faithful Mending is a kind of a cute pick. Yeah, and if we're going to take a card with a white pip on it, I like the Silversmith. I think that's a good observation. Well, it's not surprising the white is flowing this way since it started to get kind of cut the other way. Yeah, the farmer, like, double reanimation is pretty strong. Oh yeah, farmer as a pick, sure. What do you think? Stick to the green lane or take this as a signal worth noting? I mean, maybe this isn't even amazing, but I think it's probably worth hedging for at this point. Given that we do have a search party captain, I'm going to hedge. Let's see where this goes. Now we get a Rise of the Ants to pull us right back to green-blue. And farmer is nice also. I would take the ants and try to wheel the farmer given the uncommon nature. I'm going to take the ants. And we'll keep an eye on things. We really only have 2 white cards. We have a light white hedge, but we are pretty thick green-blue if the cards for green-blue show up too. I hear you, Animosity. That's why I'm keeping an eye on things. But we actually got a lot of playables out of pack 1, such that we also could, although we might be just a touch late. Like, it might have been a 3 picks ago thing. I think there's going to be enough green-blue that the spot isn't super tough. And I also think we may find that blue flows better in pack 3. And also these packs have kind of stunk it up. We could take an Evolving Wilds so that we have the possibility of a third color. This is not particularly splashable, though. I almost feel like it should be Gale Drifter. If we're worried about playables, I should take the Gale Drifter because it plays in anything because we're core blue. But it's not exciting. I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds. If we make playables in a 2-color deck, we're still happy to have an Evolving Wilds. And then a Shadow Beast sighting. There's a Startle, though. We already have 2. You like the bounce? I haven't found this to be a priority. It's still an uncommon. I would rather take the sighting and figure that we're probably green here. I'm going to go with that gut. But maybe I'm supposed to take a blue card again for just certainty of playability. But the farther we get here, the more I think we're just a green-blue deck that looked at a couple of white cards. There, like, I don't know, if there was a search party captain here, like, you know, if this were a search party captain, maybe it could get me rethinking life a bit. As it is now, I'm on this trio of on-color cards, and I think we can even, I'm going to make the bold step of cutting those again. We still might splash or whatever, and we might wheel the ramp and fixing. Bird Admirer in the 3 slot. Over Howl of the Hunt in the 3 slot makes the most sense to me. It's not super exciting, but okay. Well, here we go again, seeing at least our green lane pretty wide open here. Pick 8 with 5 green cards. Yeah, I think we keep on with the 2s, especially. Although I will say that Startle, I guess if you can get it to 0 power, that's fine. But Startle against 3 drops means sentries still die. I don't love that, but it is an easy sentry. Here we are back to our opening pick, and I think with where we're headed, we actually do take the path to the festival here. You like Might? I guess Might is reasonable too. This, I hadn't really thought of that, but yeah, that's probably what it's between. It's certainly not the Tireless Hauler with the double calves already in the pile. But with the Rise of the Ants and an Evolving Wilds, this kind of secures our ability to branch out into a splash in the 3rd pack, not even necessarily white. Right now, we don't really have white to splash. I'm going to take Path. That was close. Snarling Wolf. Meh. Otherworldly Gaze. This is the best deck for it, but I think, yeah, the utility of just having our first bounce spell is fine. I might, if we're low on playables, I would give Gaze a try here, but I don't think it's still just that being down a card on that first activation is too tough. And I gotta go to the screen just to do this.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Another, you say? Well, if you insist. Do you think it's playable outside of this archetype math, or just totally playable in this archetype? So in a couple of them, fair enough. Wow, our opens have been bad. Although, is this any? I keep reading this hoping it's good, and I always forget what it does, and it's never good. Yeah. Flip is exactly okay, which is Not what you want out of pack 3, pick 1. Not what you want. Table flip is what that pick is. But it is what it is. It's the right one. How about this Tree Folk Spirit? Are you going to help us on turn 1? Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Willow Geist. When it dies, gain life equal to its power. Yeah, it seems like what our deck is doing. What else we got here? Abomination. This might be, I might be just attracted by the rare symbol here and wanting to try it. Because Abomination is just straight goodness. We can just take the Abomination. Might even wheel. Yeah, I think the adult pick is Abomination over 4th Century. I'm going to be an adult. I think if we don't wheel this, it's like, okay, we didn't get to try, but okay. Whereas Abomination, again, doubling up the possibility of a turn 3 Abom into the grafted identity is worth it. Here is a green where we are not passing. Outland Liberator here as well, but hello. This is very good. It's a 4/3 that when it finally dies, you just draw a card. Or you make a different token and draw a card while it still lives. And very cute with Geist Wave indeed. It is no tireless tracker, but that's a tall ask, isn't it? Duel for dominance over the Observer, the Wolf, the Hunt, the Slash, the Smith. Still a lot of white cards, so maybe the white lane just didn't have the right oomph at the right time for us to land in it. It felt like it really dried up, but then now I'm seeing lots of good white, so I don't know. The Trainer. You're talking about a different deck? Oh, the Dualcraft Trainer. I see what you're saying. We could have taken a splash. Maybe not crazy. It's pretty powerful. But I don't know if it's splash-worthy. The blue felt there for a little bit, and then it felt kind of gone, right? Like maybe, yeah, green-white does look like the lane maybe we could have or were supposed to have found our way to. And the blue seems just seriously contested now. Like, what do we even do here contested? Although we already have a deck. I mean, there's the Gaze, but yeah, I'm going to take the Captain. We could conceivably splash a couple of Captains. They just are fine. If we don't have a lot of interaction, we can just try and have an attrition win. Yeah, I could cut removal from my opponents, but there's just enough of a chance to splash a couple of Captains that I'll keep them. We get another Liberator, but a duel. Maybe we just need the other duel, but I'm pretty enamored by a 2-drop Werewolf here. We do have, I guess we have, yeah, we got 4. We only have 4 2-drops. Gah. Easy farmer, you say, huh? I don't think this is an easy pick. This is the best rate monster. This is the synergy pick, and it's a 2-for-1. And this is the thing is the worst of the 3 in the abstract, but it's the thing we need the most. Yeah, better. It's better. But is it what the deck needs? I guess we have Startle, Geist Wave. Maybe we have enough interaction that I'm willing to. But I'm going to take the Liberator because we have 2 farmers already, and 2s are just always so important. So I'm going to go with that. And then a sighting here is a fine follow. It probably means we're just not doing anything with these. Take that over Consider. Like Howl could be Desperation, Interaction. I think we can cut Bird Admirer. We just have a lot of quality at 3 now. And now we get another Sentry to really fill out those 2s. Now I suddenly feel great about my 2s. Possibly, knowing this, we would just want the Interaction or the Farmer over the Sentry, or the Liberator. But I sure liked it with our 2-drop Sitch at that time. Tapper, not really for us. I'll take the Armor, but I don't even see a world where we were splashing this. I'd almost rather cut the Trapper. This would actually be good against us. And yeah, I don't know what I'm bringing this in against. Like, it doesn't even give reach. Like, you're supposed to bring that in against reach, but it doesn't even give against flyers, but it doesn't even give reach. It is literally just bad. Hey, look, Geist came back. We can try that. We can also take Rejuvenator, given that we're trying to do a lot of flashback stuff. Got 2 sightings now. But maybe because we're doing enough flashback, like, is this even playable for us? That's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't even know if we're doing enough. You think so? All right, we'll take it and see. We can take tapping and consider it because of its synergy. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's a great call that the farmers trigger that. That makes me feel better. Look at this Silversmith here, pick 12. That ain't right. Maybe we do splash white. Do we want a Pestilent? Well, if it is a 2-drop, I guess I take the playable 2. But that's a sad thing. Otherworldly is in consideration here, especially with the Geist now. Seven cuts. Snap look at numbers. This is a 16 creature main deck currently. These are not great, but synergistic. Yeah, that's why I have them over here. I just think we need to cut these because it's not worth... It would not be worth playing them just to make the Geist better because we have other better things to do. What can we give up here? This Howl is interaction, but not great interaction. We're not splashing. We could ditch the path since we're not splashing. We are trying to cast 7 and 8 flashback. But we have deck cycling in Startles, and farmers are helping us do that ramp as well. Not ramp, but helping us hit our land drops, right? And we got to make cuts, so let's make some cuts. Cover Up is an interesting play with Geist, right? One or more. So Cover Up doesn't trigger it 3 times, but it does trigger it. And interesting is like a counterspell that triggers that is kind of interesting. Let's see. So this is close. Gale Drifter, probably good enough here. Maybe now I need to find 2s to cut. The duel can't be cut. We do need that interaction. I'm not cutting my Startles, but maybe we could cut the wave. You want to bring stuff back in? Oh man, I don't want to hold this thing up. I got to make some cuts and play. If that's true, let's cut a Pestilent Wolf. I like that observation. And now we're pretty stacked at 2, and we still got 15 creatures even with that cut. And then, yeah, it does blow up double blocks, and I really like that tracker observation too. Could we Flip the Switch? Maybe that's cuttable. We're trying to go long, at which point Flip the Switch gets worse. and doesn't synergize with anything. Now cut a cav. Well, we need to cut another thing too. So like right now, this could be a reasonable deck. So if you want to change something here, you can make a change here. But right now I'm kind of leaning towards this. Both calves. We do have these sightings, but I want one piece of real beef. Boy, this can land and make trouble. I'm going to try this, but I'll keep your thoughts in mind, Math. And when we have a cav, maybe I'll wish it was a flip, and I'll remember that. But I do want to get to play in. So let's don't hold anything up here. Maybe I'm not the hold up, but I don't want to make sure I'm not. And certainly we can put that high on our list of cuttables. Cut the big dumb 5. They've got tons of removal that don't care about toughness, that kind of thing. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to cut this Savior so I don't have to craft it. And then apply styles and craft the rest. Just a couple of rares, you got it. And this can't be right. 10-7 might be. But with crafted identity and cover up, I don't even think that's right. I think it's just a straight up 9-8. We even have startles we'd like to cast. I get it, we're heavy on green 2s. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I'm just willing, I guess I'm willing to identify that in game 1 and make the sideboard swap and find it to be a perfectly reasonable generic curve topper. And the Coven, the trample does matter. I just kind of wish there was just a 5/5 trample, but generally in the late game when you're trying to find those game-winning attacks anyway, at that point you do. Let's call this Cavalry, a sight for sore thighs. I don't know. I'm looking at the double sighting. Give me a sight for sore eyes joke. Sight for sore. Well, we got these sentries. It's Harvest Tide, so sight for sore tide. Shut up, it's really clever. Hey, look, I'm gonna distract you with pumpkin sleeves. Most overpriced thing I've ever bought outside of these glasses. This is actually, I think, my worst purchase of all time. I got a pair of expensive night driving / bifocal, / reading glasses, and they're terrible at both. It's like try to do two things and be awful at both. Out of my gourd. All right. Actually, let's do this. I don't know if I'm holding things up, but we got to get the right lands, right? Got to get good lands, or what are we even doing with ourselves? All right. We got, I check my brackets. Bugged by Sultai. Adam Jury. That's awesome. Adam Jury's a game designer that I'm Facebook friends with. And have we met somewhere in anyway, I love this guy. He's great. I hope I lose to him now. If we lose to Adam Jury. That'd be sweet. Hey, look, we restarted and it immediately worked. Thank you. My what's not working is my earbuds. I'm not getting, or did I fail to turn audio back on? That's also possible. Oh, that's why. Don't have audio if you don't turn it on, Ryan. That's another classic tech support trick. Is your device on? Hey, nice draw. I've told this story before, but I love it. Nintendo had a policy. A lot of times people would literally forget to plug their device in, but would feel sheepish about realizing that that was the source of their problem, because like, who's dumb enough to not plug in their device? And so the Nintendo line for making sure that that wasn't the issue was, please unplug and plug back in your console, right? As though that's kind of a reset. And then it's not asking the person, are you an idiot? Which is what people feel like you're asking if you say, is it plugged in? And instead they get the instruction to unplug and replug. And so if they were an idiot, they get to save face and be like, that fixed it. Hey, that fixed it. Thank you so much, Nintendo Help. I love that. It's so great. Speaking of great, this draw is great. I was trying to figure out what we were going to do with our turn, and I could just attack, but they would, do they want to block? I guess maybe just attacking is fine. Eventually we're gonna Geist Wave. If they don't block, we Geist Wave it back and draw a card. I'm just trying to figure out if we offer the trade even, because Talia might take it given the 2-1. But if she does, we got a 2-for-1 effectively, right? I mean, you get a 2-for-2. Like, why would you not take this when you've put a locked on it, right? Well, it does come back as a 1-2, so she gets a card back. You know what I mean? But she was on the edge. She was like, oh, maybe But we got what we wanted, which is leave it there for later. Could even duel with it, for example, if we don't mind losing it. We can. Duel and let it die. Not for the angler, but if something better came along. Don't mind seeing the mana flowing given the rise. Not only do we have 6 mana up front, but it's 8 on the back. But now we get a nice option of 2 spelling if there's some reason they give us here. I'm worried about flip the switch, honestly. And that kind of makes me want to, go for the wave, right, Haj? I think that makes it correct to do that. And then if she doesn't have it and it resolves, we get to replay the sentry. So I like that a lot. And we certainly don't, if a Geist Wave gets countered here, it's pretty low on the list of our concerns. We even get to hold duel up after that. Yeah, that's fair. My heuristic is not to swing with zombies for no reason. But we do have grafted identity. That's arguably a reason to not attack with it right now. It's only 1, but it's a pretty big one. Maybe they're flipping this one. Nope. Yeah, see, Fading Hope, I just like the Geist. I don't know, am I wrong? Are you all on Fading Hope over Geist Wave? I find the utility of self-targeting for profit worth the mana. And the scry not enough of an offset. let's see. Yeah, this sentry is bouncing around, huh? No, that was not a great place for it. I'm saying it's an okay, it's a fine card, yes. But I'm saying what if you have if these are in the same pack and you don't have bounce yet, and saying an average curve, what are you going for? Is my question. We will send in the Abomination. Don't really have a 2 spell unless we want to sentry and hold up duel, which I don't. With especially with shields being mostly down, I like the big token. Especially like you say, like Hope killing half of what this card seems pretty good. Diagraph Horde doing its extra, getting rid of our sighting, even though it totally shouldn't. Like, why does it do that? Gonna have to duel this Scob at some point, although we're ahead on life and we're about to get farther ahead with getting wide on the ground, so maybe we won't have to, but I'm just gonna a bomb and maybe even send the beast, although I'm kind of liking clogging the ground and just pecking away with the falcon until they solve that problem. Well, yeah, swing first is correct. I just didn't know if I should swing with the beast, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to get wide right now. We're at 20. We like, whatever. They can even do... Go ahead, Talia, bring it. Ship them. Smack us super hard with your zombies. We got quite the crackback. Yeah, let's see. If this were sideways, would I care about their attacks? I mean, it just means that, like, if they have some... If she has some interaction for one of our tokens, it could be pretty rough. But maybe we're far enough ahead on board to do it. Yeah, we do have the Coven and can take out the 4/4. I think we should... Do we use this before sending in? Because duel the 2/3 with my flyer. Oh yeah. That's an interesting choice too. That's an interesting choice too. Especially if they go for blocks. I think we send in, and I am seeing the value of having. I mean, we had the sack, but like this is interesting. I'm going to send all. Although I don't necessarily like the Gale Drifter trade. But let's do it. Let's see what they want to do with this. I'm doing it on a clock. Yeah, not bad. Just gotta watch it. At 11, this presents a real problem with Talia on a single black mana, because that can't be anything of super importance. The only thing this could be is the make a decay, exile graveyard card instant. At least that's my memory of the instance list. All right, so with this, I like accepting the trade up here, and this is just going to be an eat. Over here we can, but we can make this a 5/5 and have it fight the 4/4, and then we don't lose the 3/3. That seems like the best option. And then, although, is it the best option? Because then we do lose the 4/4, right? Because we take 2 and then it does fight? Yeah, Maybe it's just, yeah, this is a good block, because now I'm not sure what to do. What about fight with this on the Scob? Yeah, sorry, I just got there too, David. Yeah, let's do that. This on Scob. Congrats, everybody who also found it. We all got there. Good work. That worked out okay. Now we get to drop a Gale Drifter as well. You didn't like that? Wasn't that the plan? But if I used the other horde, it was going to die. It was going to die, right? Oh, now I need to... I just got yeah. I was fighting with the unblocked one so that it would live. But I guess it didn't matter. Like, I had to rethink that. Maybe I screwed it up, but I think it wasn't... The way that chat is suggesting I did it wasn't perfect either, right? I thought I was doing it so that the locked one would live. If I did it wrong, so goes. Magic, as we say, is hard. Commanding, but no great attacks here thanks to the counter on the horde. And darn it, all these this coming back is real as well. I think we just got to get wide though. Abomination and sighting. I've already lost the thread on what was correct about that line. You like trading Gale Drifters? I was thinking wait until we're wider before trading Gale Drifters. I'm gonna go with my gut here and just get extra wide. I mean, if we send this, they trade, then they can recast and have something to block this as well. So it feels like, although we get to recast too, Magic is hard. Why do we play this game? I guess that is why, but geez. Another horde to take away my 2 flashback cards, that would be perfect. Yeah, that'd be pretty good too. But also we can do that after... I mean, I think we kind of set up to threaten lethal though here, which was my thinking. I don't know. But maybe you're thinking that sets up lethal as well. So maybe we're both approaching lethal with different time-traveling supercomputer numbers beneath our plays. So this requires some blue to activate. So for right now, it's just the just a 2/3. And then we have 1, 2, 3 blockers. If blocked in air, this gets through for sure. And then on the ground, 2 biggest are blocked. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking lethal even through... Well, 1 piece of removal makes it not lethal, but still makes it worth sending. So just making sure we look lethal. And then if this isn't, because Talia has something, we at least have follows. All right, it is lethal. Go wide. Green, blue, ramp. Maybe a little clunky on my part, but we picked up game 1. Blue, black, zombies, looking good. Solid looking deck overall. This horde is just our biggest enemy. Oh man. Getting rid of our sweet, expensive flashback. Yeah, like, yeah, but what are we thinking? They're up in the air, but not with anything I want to... I wouldn't even want to bring in necessarily... bring in Plummet or whatever against Gale Drifters. Like, what is that really getting us? plummets, you know? Does this exile or flip exile? That would be interesting too. But it doesn't. That's the uncommon counter. Bird Admirer. We can at least block them. I like bringing in a Bird Admirer for maybe... What was our... Like maybe even the Cavalry? Yeah. Let's reduce Cavalry and replace it with a Bird Admirer. If we get this defenestrated, at least it's an even mana trade. I was trying it. We wanted to try it with the farmers triggering it. We liked that. Every time we cast flashback spells. It only needs to get one counter before I'm pretty happy. I'm going to keep trying it, Haj, but you might be right. It's experimental. I'm going to call it experimental, but we're going with it. If it costs me the event, ooh. Okay, I'll go get cards listed. Yeah, it is, though. It is. Like, this is where, like, I don't even have gems on the line. I mean, we can pretend the Sweatsuit Invitational leaderboard matters, but it doesn't. We're here for fun. Honor. Yeah. How much honor can you buy with gems? Or rather, how many drafts can you buy with honor? That's the way to ask it. Would love to find one of those sentries. Drop another 3/1 on turn 2 would be perfect, but real priority is land. If you're going to let me stack my deck, I'm just going to... well, if you let me stack my deck, I'll do the sentry. But, you know, most important thing is finding the third land so that we can farmer for the fourth. Hey, thanks, Magic Gods. Although I did say what's more important is the land. You can deliver us a land in the next 2 draws, then Chef's Kiss. Thank you, Magic Gods.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Probably just Falcon Abomination next turn to set up the possible grafted identity if we feel it's the right play. Again, do we see bounce from Talia? Can't remember now. Yes, we saw the Fading Hope, so we got to watch the identity. I was mentioning that during the draft, that you can get really blown out by the identity. We kind of want to wait for the dust to settle. But let's see, no 4th land. We can still look for that 4th land next turn on the farmer, so I'm going to go for the aggressive play and Abomination. With Geistwave, though, I'm going to do it after combat in case we want to bounce our sentry out of the way of that 2/1 flyer. But even then, we might just take the trade. But let's attack. You just get a bonus if it's 3 or less. You get to scry, but it bounces anything. Flip this time? There it is. Natural land would be nice, because then I just move into Sightings or maybe even Liberator, hold up Geistwave. But Farmer wouldn't be the worst, if that's where we're at. Alright, well, I complain about this card because of how it trades down so much. In this case, it looks like it could have a decent trade here with the Shadow Beast token, but we will eventually get a second out of this. I am still going to use my mana, though, and Shadow Beast Sighting here. Next turn, we can Farmer Liberator as a 2-spell turn. And I'm going to offer Sentry. No, I don't want to trade it for the Bat. We might bounce the Bat, although it's a pretty weak use of the Geistwave, honestly. Probably just offer the 4/4 unless we find our fight spell and can feel like we can set up a Coven thing. You would have swung to trade Sentry for the Bat? I don't like the Bat token for Sentry trade. Yeah, and Farmer's Coven. Thing is, Coven doesn't... Well, Coven does help with the bat. Yeah, so let's wait till we have Coven, and then we don't... And then it's Whisper or nothing, right? I was thinking this made it fly, but that's the Witch, not the Sentry. Oh, I missed a meme. Gotta catch Haj up on all the memes. Nice, so hopefully we can just make this a 2-2 here. I'm gonna go Willow Geist and Farmer. Another pause, but let's see. It's not Siege Zombie. Could be Startle. Could be the Hope spell. The let's see. If it's Hope, I think it just probably kills a Beast token. Now I'm happy to swing with 4-4, 3, and 3-1. Although, am I happy? Again, I got to consider the Startle. Startle allows the Sentry to be eaten, but not the 4-4. Do we play around Startle that hard? We did pass some. Like, I had opportunities at Startle that I didn't take. So we know they're in the pod. And there is a pause here. Is that overly clever? I don't think so. I'm going to attack with the thing I know that if they have the Startle still is not particularly blockable. We were all excited about getting the Coven here, but then I decided to play chicken for the Startle. Oh, it was Rotten Reunion. Good sideboard card against us for sure. Yeah, could still be Startle, but is at least explained by that. Hey, she's pumping our Geist for us. Yeah, that's nice. I like that Haj is reading disappointment in pauses. That is awesome. I know what you mean though. Like, was it a shatter pause? Hey, it can't be that bad. It just ate an eaten alive. Kind of funny. Speaking of Startle, and that actually makes me happy to call the bluff now, if it's a bluff, or if it's a misread. I say call the bluff just to basically say to ask the question, really, not implying for certain that there's any bluff going on. It just means poke the bear, really. And yeah, we have a swing away with the Farmer as well. Just checking my other things, also making sure I don't need to cast anything pre. Nope, we're good. I guess I could cast something pre to do the Coven, but I kind of want... I'm happy with a Sentry Zombie trade anyway. I don't even know if we could. I'm saying I didn't really look for it. Doesn't look like we could, actually. Unless we like... We could Liberator and Startle our own Liberator if we really wanted the Coven. Doesn't seem correct, though. Oh, sorry. There we go. Geist Wave, Liberator hold up Geist Wave and Startle seems fine here. Bye-bye, cool flashback cards. We will avenge you. Trying to hold this both for a juicier target and for dust to settle on removal and the like. That could be a juicy enough target just to deny them. But we also have a Geist Wave to bounce that back if we want. Perhaps Talia gets aggressive here, thinking she can get in for 9. We could Geist Wave and trade and knock it down to 4. Yeah, waving our own farmer is an interesting play too. But let's see what attacks potentially come our way. Yeah. Is the tempo important enough here? We can just take the 6. Go to 9. Yeah, I agree that the fault of the Geist Wave play is the replayability. We could block a zombie and bounce our own Liberator, or just startle a zombie. Block and startle. Yeah, let's do that then. That makes the most sense. We draw the card. We don't have to replay the Liberator. Save some damage. Zombies still go away. It could be a startle, absolutely. We're still seeing pauses, despite Siege Zombie not having the creatures to explain it. And now Geist Wave feels like a good hedge on that front. I think we farmer first, though, with Geist Wave at the ready. Yeah, if they had that's true. If they had Geist Wave, they could have used it effectively there. Now we have a Geist Wave if we need it, and Bird Admirer if we don't. What do we have attacks-wise, though? Really just this Sentry. We'd send Farmer because it's a bounce block or a trade. It doesn't have much merit, though. If they have the startle, I don't want to send in the farmer. It doesn't do much, and they have the clean bounce block anyway. But I will send the 3/1 and try to tease out the startle. Now, if they had the startle, you'd think they would go for it there. I think she would. So maybe that rules that out. I don't know what the pause is. I'm going to play the Bird Admirer, though. Maybe it's another copy of the Exiler. We have a lot of stuff to do with that. Neuromancer, welcome. Up a game, and with a pretty big board advantage in 2, life totals are close enough that things could swing away from us with the right cards, but it's heavily in our favor right now. One thing we can do also, we can Geist Wave is a protection against your own grafted identity. So it's nice that we're going to be able to graft an identity and protect our own aura with Geist Wave, because if they go to do something to get their creature back, they might get their creature back, but we can get our identity back and draw a card in the process. Yeah, definitely. That's my plan right now, is steal the Lord and swing all, or especially, again, because of our ability to protect, and now especially because shield's being down. Stealing the Lord doesn't help either side, though. Right now, this is just a 2/3 for both. Oh, I guess it pumps the zombie. But yeah, I think I'm on the zombie, and yeah, we might have lethal on the steal anyway. Steal, bounce, and win. Yeah, they're tapped out. I'm overthinking. Classic overthink. Or is it? Wait. because we got to sack something. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but they block 1, so they're not dead. We're not dead, but this is still the right play, I think. Yeah, Bird Admirer. Does that do it? Yeah, that's right. I screwed up. If we steal the Bird Admirer, we sack the Bird Admirer and steal the Lord, I think we have and pump and bounce, we would have gotten it. Ah, well. So now that I messed up that line, how do we? Well, I had lethal, missed it. So now how do we recover and make sure we don't lose lethal from here? Is it better to zombie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or continue to apply the pressure? Yeah, pass and ping does start to look pretty good, especially Geist Wave as the save. Although this can only be blocked by the Whisperer, and if they want to do that, we're fine, right? And we can just tap. You like bounce the Scob and swing all. It is 1 less ping. Yeah, why aren't we just going in? We can bounce the Scob, and then every block is bad, and we get so much damage in. I'm going to go with David's line. I know I screwed up, and this should have been lethal, but I still think it's the right thing to just get aggro here. So, made a mistake, tried to figure out the best way to mitigate and continue to at least have a lock on the win. And especially with the Siege Zombie, this feels very powerful to me. They're going to go to 1, meaning Siege Zombie ping is lethal, and neither of these cards do it. So this or this card has to solve this problem. Talia says it does not. All right. We made it out of the first round, gang. Yes. Good games, Ms. Vess. Thank you. Reporting the win. That was 2-0, right? A 2-0 win, not 2-1. Oh, Spidone's got it. All right. Siaj, thanks for hanging. Shoot. Sorry I missed lethal. Just didn't quite see the it's often it's the severely anti-heuristic lines that are so hard to catch. How often in this limited format, when you're sacrificing a creature, is it correct, if you have one, to sacrifice the zombie token? It's what practically one of the things they're made for, right? Yeah, no, but I'm trying to look at how my brain works and how I miss lines. Like, it doesn't matter that in this case, missing the line didn't cost us the match. My mental exploration is around what makes certain lines tougher to see. And in this case, I really believe it's just that it's the correct play running up opposing a very consistently clean heuristic of this is your weakest creature, this is your sacrifice fodder. But by talking about it now and talking it through, it will really help me not make that mistake again. And then maybe next time that mistake would have cost me the game, and instead I've effectively saved a game by studying my leaks. Speaking of studying my leaks, I'm going to take a bio break ahead of the next match and feed my dog. I'll be right back. And away we go. Boo, can't keep a one-lander, even though it looks pretty. That we can definitely keep, and I'm going to pitch the ants here. It's too far away. Although with Farmer and 3 lands, it's not as far away as we think. But if I pitch a land, then it's even farther away again, and I'm not throwing away our 3 early actions, so it's kind of it is what it is. Yeah, it's all right. It's not over the top for the color pair. Not that I'm a big expert in this particular one, but we got 4 sentries to really lock up our 2-drops, and our 2s and 3s are real nice. Like we should curve out pretty reliably, which is always nice. And I could go. Trouble is, Stinger activation, threat of activation works the same on both of these. It's not like playing this gives us a block. But playing this gives us more likely a potential 2-turn 4. However, I also kind of like being like, okay, we go Abomination to get going in the air, and then if we miss on 4, we can just Farmer to at least find our land, hopefully. So I'm going to go with the flyer. But yeah, but the thing is, neither of these are defensive, is my point. Because I'm not blocking with either one. This is technically more defensive in the long term, but by the next turn, we'll have both of them in play, most likely. Although, here we go. We can go Sentry, but again, well, we could go Sentry, leave everything back. This is scary. I'm not going to leave it back, though. I'm going to... We certainly can't wait now for an Alchemist to beat us. Yeah. All right. Dead. And... now I'm farming, I think... because what am I going to startle? We startle this down, it still activates to a 1/1 first striker and kills this thing. So yeah, I'm going to go Farmer. It's still the most impactful play we can make here. Although Sentry does attack through the pinger, so there is that. It's a better attacker, I suppose. Hey, Siriana, second round. I believe my record up there is correct right now. It's not always. You're correct to check. So looking for some action now. Like, this is not good enough. This is action. Thank you, deck. Exactly what I'm talking about. And we will cast that, and we don't have good attacks there. So yeah, maybe I should have even done the Sentry last turn just on attack principle, but now I'm going to do Sighting. Ahead of Oppo dropping the zombie horde to eliminate my flashback spell. Hopefully they try to deal with the 4/4 with blocking, and then Startle comes into play. We had a red-white deck on Tuesday with 3 of these, 4 of the red-white uncommon life gain burn spell, 1 of the uncommon damaging with spells flips me uncommon. It was absurd, and we 7-1'd, and we only lost actually to another red spells deck. Not great, but here we go. Taking it. Boy, secret's out on Festival Crasher, huh? Well, looks like we're going Sentry, Hold Up, Startle on blocks, and it's that or Cover Up, and Cover Up is too risky to hold up. In fact, we're going to be sure to sideboard that out, I think, in game 2. This is a very aggressive, reachy burn with... I mean, I don't want to define the deck by the Alchemist they happen to have out right now, but this feels too clunky against what we're looking at, is what I'm saying. Yeah, black-red spells. Again, looks a lot like my Tuesday deck, in which I was saying, look, this is a red spells deck with Alchemists and Festival Crashers. We just happen to have a touch of white. And I think that's the nature of these successful red decks, is that they are spells decks with a touch of some other color. It can be any of them. The natural home is blue, of course, but I have seen successful red X spells decks across the spectrum. You don't think the counter will help against a spell deck? Not when it's producing this much damage this quickly. We don't have time to hold up 4 mana to try to counter stuff when the mere act of casting the spell triggers all this crap. You know? They don't even need it to resolve, and they still get the Crasher Pump and the Alchemist Ping, right? Like, it's too much of fail. Too much fail of the point of the thing. We get this, though. Ha! And like, I think, okay, we got a chance, but do we against an Alchemist that's putting us on this clock? Like, we need the ants to gain some life, but aren't they at the bottom? Didn't I mull them to the bottom? Yeah, that's what we need. Look at me remembering when I mulled to the bottom 8 years ago. Who is this? Yeah, Willow does gain life. Oh yeah, when it dies, that's fair. I guess we play Willow Cover Up and it becomes a 2/2. Yeah, then the ant will shuffle in. And then we're looking at a double block on the Crasher, trying to trade 1 for 1. Yep, we also have a Geist Wave if they don't play any spells. We can block and see what their spell is. Yeah, we want to do that. Is this on the 1 mode? Yeah, especially because it exiles it so they don't get the... They don't get the good side of that. Okay, so we want the... What do we want back? Any of this stuff? Cavalry would be good now. So, big guy. This has flashback. Do we even want the flyer? Is my worry. And then we could get the startle. Startle's not worthless. Well, let's just get the Sentry 2 then. Four for the... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we can do 4. Sorry. No, the 1/1 dude doesn't work that way. It doesn't stack. But we'll take all the sentries. Or not all of them. We'll take those. Can't take this when we have a trade. And it's even a 1-for-1 if they don't do anything else. I mean, they might have a spell and we get blown out, but we got to make them have it at this point. We're at 6 against an alchemist. They probably don't have it, and we're probably still dead. That helps. I'll take that. A couple life here is no joke. That's extra turns with an alchemist on you. Gale Drifter is a clock. Could send the zombies here, but one of them gets blocked by the alchemist, so I'm going to wait. If Mossy slows down on the spells here and the Gale Drifter goes unchallenged, we could pull back ahead. What did I punt? Oh. Yeah, Geist Farmer is interesting too, helping us get to that sighting. Definitely sending the Drifter. Ah, right. Yeah, I didn't see it either, but that's absolutely correct. What do we think about the Farmer play? Draw a card, get us closer to the sighting. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think we do it. We don't want to bounce any of these for any reason right now. They both have ETB effects anyway. And an extra card and an extra land are both welcome. Nice line. There's the ants we wanted anyway. Wow, we needed to mill that land too, which actually means we're pretty land dense here. Looks like we're 45% to draw land from here. So expect some flooding and be thankful we have an 8 and a 7 to use it on. And I like with the land, we get ants this turn, ants next turn. That is definitely how you get ants. Can we attack? I guess with the life we can. With the life and the ants, I think we can attack, right? We have 1, 2, 3 blockers. And the stuff that can attack that's relevant that we can block anyway is 3. This has menace, though. You think we don't, but also again here, if we don't, we're also just looking at this this clock that's so tough, and we're gonna get 4 life. We need to hold back, and we need to race. All right, I guess we can wait 1 turn on the strength of the ants.
Oh, is that what you want?
Yup.
Because that's how you get ants.
this puts Oppo on no real attacks. I mean, we'd let the bat through and trade for a bunch of other stuff. Well, we brought this back, put this back in the deck as well. We were thinking about the 3rd Sentry, and there's an argument for that, but I think the ants again are going to be fine. I'm going to cast it now. Like, if Mossy Beard had the exile, they would have used it, but just in case.
Oh, is that what you want? Yep. Because that's how you get ants.
Yeah, we don't even want to give him a turn to draw something for it. That's fair. And now we can do the Gale Drifter attack as discussed. Eight creatures, no coven. Maybe I should have explored ant damage a little more than I did there, Rob. That's fair. Yeah, we could leave the flyer back even, but now it's free damage, effectively. I think we got to make him have it and swing away. 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers for these 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, is it lethal? It's not. That's 9. 9 isn't 10. Where are you getting 10 from? It would still be good though. They become forced blocks. I'm gonna risk it on the. Oh no, but it's not. I guess they can block over. Yeah, they literally can't block the 2s. They must block the 3s. So they have to trade their entire board, which still makes it worth it. Yeah, they might have something, but they've kind of been top decking here. We're gonna make them have it. And if they found something recently, we hope to be able to survive, because they're still going to need, even if with like 1 piece of removal, it's not like they can get away with no blocks. We do have 1 blocker, exactly. Which is another reason I like the move. All right, good sign. All of the 3s that we said had to be blocked to even keep Oppo alive are what's being blocked. Argument for spending the most mana since it doesn't change the clock, or really, given there is a black Wrath, we're just going to end the turn and actually have a rebuild plan if they happen to have that black Wrath mythic. All right. Yeah, Slash would have finished it off for a wah-wah big time. Yeah, that's fair. I guess we just lose to the Wrath, right? So yeah, maybe I should have played it. I don't know. It felt like it just didn't matter. Maybe there was some way they could have gotten wide enough to chump their way to survive another turn. Birdwatcher called. Well, we got the bat, but what else is the Birdwatcher in for? Just for being... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not bringing the Birdwatcher for 1 bat. That was an annoying bat, but I'm not... We have enough flyers that we should have ultimately be able to block it. If they were to find a haster, they had to top deck it, and we would have a blocker. Yeah, I'm not going to play around that either. I guess some extra toughness can help. But also, I think it's just a threat of activation that we can't block. So okay, they get in for 1 a bunch. It's not a big deal to let that thing through for a while. Yeah, we did talk about Devious Cover-Up out. It ended up being okay when we got to the late game, but I still think it's a little clunky for the speed of our opponent. I didn't have a blocker. I had a blocker out of my hand. You're talking about that decision to go in. I could cast a blocker after combat. Yeah, flip is a good call. Let's take the flip over the bird. Flip the bird. No, I'm not cutting land either. You're talking about cutting lands in a deck that's trying to cast 8 mana spells eventually. An appropriate joke from the magic gods as I insist that no. But there you go. We'll mulligan this into a brilliant one. Yeah, gotta keep this. And what are we ditching? Nah, we're gonna find land and be fine. We're gonna win this one. Ye of little faith. The only question is which 4-drop to let go of. This one is gonna be easier to cast. This one needs double blue, but it's the most powerful. But there's also shuffling effects, so let's go ahead and pitch it for now. We want it later anyway, right? So that's fine. I'm gonna do this. It's double blue. We could be ways off from double blue. We don't know. Really need any land 2 turns in a row now, though, or we are in for it. Oh, maybe there isn't because I took out the cover-up. That's true. Maybe it's just stuck on the bottom. Do we have a Evolving Wilds? Oh, didn't we? Or was that earlier today? Didn't we draft one? I think I have an Evolving Wilds I'm not running. Or is that from this morning? I can't remember now. Well, that's just a mistake. I should have the wilds in the deck. Yeah, it's just a mistake. I forgot I had it. We'll bring it in. Yeah, it's great in the abstract, I think, even in a 2-color deck, but it's extra good with farmer synergy. Look at this. Mossy Beard just drawn in the exact same hand. All right, well, just in time for me to not completely give up. Island off the top, farmer finding us a 4th, and we're in some sort of business. Especially if Mossy Beard slows down here. Doesn't maybe have a 4th land or something. Oh, that is a brutality.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there. He must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Well, Color Skewed working out for them better than us. Say that. This is all okay if we can just draw out of this here. Farmer getting the Geist up to a 2/2 and setting up our 4th land drop still could save us. Although, again, here we are at 8 life against an active Alchemist. We got what we wanted. Now let's see if it's enough. This is what really we needed last turn. I really thought we had a solid chance of stabilizing if we got this last turn. But this is a really tough pill to swallow this time. We're at a virtual 10, could be more. if we grow it some more. Although it needs to die. We don't get the life if it doesn't die. Good news, everyone! Does it do 4? Do we get 4? Right? 4! Last known, right? Right? Yeah! I was totally going to go sighting, but now we've got Liberator plus Startle, and we've got to do that, because we might be able to eat the Ambusher, and that's too good to pass up here. Could even eat the Stinger again, but let's see how they want to attack. Yeah, I like that play. Force the pump and then try to blank the turn. They can? It's 3. Yipe! Ants? Yipe! Now we got it. Well, let's see. No, I guess what we got to do is Shadow Beast sighting. Gonna take 2. Now we're just dead. We're dead unless they screw up. I don't see how. Yeah, I think they got us. I could make them figure it out, but they've shown us no missing of Alchemist. Yeah, let's do this. They know we got a million of these anyway. Yeah, we're dead on board, but I like to make an opponent, especially one who's playing a little loose, and I've been there. See it? Make the right plays. Don't forget their Alchemist, that kind of thing. That especially, like, if they just happen to forget that, then suddenly we're not dead, right? Yeah, we don't need to show flip. I just wanted to make them find on the Alchemist and make the attack, which they did. Yes, Evolving Wilds in, definitely. I am embarrassed that I forgot about it. Sorry, Evolving Wilds, get in. It's just removal.deck, which is pretty good against us because we don't have a ton of 2-for-1 style creatures. They're crashing in a lot. Maybe some interaction in the form of the Howl is actually reasonable here. Boy, especially like with double immolation, if we could howl in response to the immolation, that'd be hilarious. Maybe I'm reaching for solutions for interaction, but I think that's interesting. Maybe it's better than Willowgeist if we're trying to be aggressive, and this is more building up late. Yeah, this has been experimental, and I kind of like it. But with what we're trying to accomplish on the play, I think we cut that and bring in the Howl and just try to have a little extra oomph and something to do so that we can attack and know that we have tricks and that they can't just, because we've been stonewalled by a lot of the toughness shown from Oppo. So let's try this. Yeah, we could have gotten smaller, bring in another 2-drop. I think this is a pretty good place to land, though. All right, a little land heavy, but we got to risk it. This is just very prone to flood. Like right now we are 36% to draw land. And that's called every 3. So like if in the next couple of turns we draw a land and 2 spells, we're still feeling pretty floody, right? Even just exactly dead center bell curve. But then of course you also have the chance to draw more than that 1 land, or that 1 land in 3. But this also has a lot to do, deck has a lot to do with mana late. So I don't even mind a floody looking hand as long as we ultimately draw action for our turns. Wonder how many they've got. I mean, that's 3 for 3 on turn 2 Alchemist, turn 1 Stinger. Are you kidding me? Like 3 for 3 on the exact same 1/2 opener. I mean, there's open deck lists I could go look, but that feels like a lot of work. This is not a pro tour. I'm not going to freaking study deck lists. I'm going to play some Magic, see what happens. No, we haven't seen a rush yet, I don't think. Open deck list, like anything that uses an open deck list. It's just, that's what it's called. But yes, Worlds does that, I believe. All right, again, we're finding the action. Yeah, is it Worlds or it's something tomorrow? I don't know. I've frankly, competitive high-level Magic has lost me. They really have. They're not showing me limited, and I don't understand what's going. I don't understand it. I'm not even saying it's difficult. I'm saying I don't understand it. And that's a reflection of how much I've attempted to understand it, as much as it's a reflection of how complicated it may or may not be. And that's the thing. I think there was a stretch where I didn't understand, and now I've just hit the stretch where I don't particularly care. All right, Mossy Stuck. This can still pump. It doesn't have first strike, but it can be, excuse me, 3 power. That's not 4, though, and they're stuck, so of course we're going to make him have it. I mean, if you're not going to try and pressure someone stuck on 3 mana because you're afraid of some trick, I mean, you're just giving up value. This is a classic make him have it situation. We're going to play another Sentry, probably giving them something else they can kill, but again, at least it'll keep the Abomination alive. And as observed, we're flooding towards something at least. We even have the mana already for the sighting. Oh, it's good to hear. Like I said, it's not. I just haven't been paying attention. Glad that some limited is back. And I get it. I'm not even asking them to cater to me. I was on the inside. I know that deck lists drive viewership. Watching the best players in the world play with weapons that you can go out and copy item for item is really a huge broadcast appeal for the game. Yeah, good point. Let's pre-combat for Coven. Thanks. Might not last, though. This smells of Defenestrate to me. It's almost a reason to not do it. Like, they just hit their swamp. They haven't cast anything. This is, like, so Defenestrate. And they don't have blocks anyway. Like, I don't care. If they want to block the Sentry with the Alchemist, that's good, right? So we are going to send in... Oh, we have Coven anyway. We didn't even need to play it to enable it. We have Coven anyway, but I wouldn't play this because I want them to use what I presume to be a Defenestrate on the 4/4. Got a whole box of them. I got like all of them. Most of them moderately played or heavier. It's funny, I just happen to have them right here because I've actually been listing cards from them. I don't know if any of you old schoolers have some of those World Champ decks around. But they contain some reserve list cards, and they contain some just old cards that Wizard tends not to reprint even if they technically could, and they're actually increasing in value. All right. Out on their own terms. You got it. We know that how that goes. Mossy Beard reporting. Yeah. Also, I don't know if there's given that there are, I mean, somebody can tell me this, but if there are deck lists, like if it's one thing to see a pool, it's another thing to see a deck list. I don't know if they saw pools. I don't know if we're supposed to maintain whatever deck we submit, but yeah, more Hoyd. Yeah, a lot of Hoyd stuff. So where are you now? You're in middle of about where? How far percentage wise are you in Oathbringer? I don't know. Let's see the bracket. What? In fact, I should look. Maybe I'm sitting here talking as though I'm waiting for pairings, but I need to check. I might be ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, Sad Panda. So let's get on it. We've paired against the Panda our share of times. It's funny, we've done this enough now that it's starting to be like a regular poker game. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this Oppo. Hey, J. Dre, thank you for that. No. Woof. Another rough keep, but one that we should keep. This is just too good to pass up on, and we're going to keep and cross our fingers for some early action. And never fails to draw your sixth land when you keep a fiver. All right, no 2, but a 3 is nice to see. That gets us into our curve. But we're in the winner's bracket here, 2-0. Probably means we're going to get curved out on. Yeah. Oh my God, Liberator. Are you serious? Are you serious with this? Show up to work on time, sir. Ma'am? Liberator. No, we're not even flooding. Can't say we're flooding just because we kept a 5 and got a 6th. I'll trade here, though. This is eventually a flyer anyway. Silverbolt. Silverbolt. Darn it, Startle doesn't really get there against Shady Traveler the way I want. I think I'm just going to go Shadow Beast for now. If Startle could give us a cool combat trick win, I would have played the Liberator, but it doesn't, so... Oh, gotcha, Robert. My reading update is that I'm quarter of the way through, maybe 15-20% of the way into the second book of the Assassin's Apprentice series. All right, well now we're on Liberator, hold up, startle, and hope we can make it work. I could grafted Identity. They're pretty low on cards. What would I take, though? I guess I could graft the Traveler. Then they probably just bolt their own. I think we wait on the... I'm going to go Liberator and hold up the startles. Can send this, though. I'm fine with Bolt Liberator attack into Night. We can startle to prevent some damage and then grafted Identity the 4/4 Predator. That seems fine. That's an opportunity to lose a game of Magic right there. This card is unreal. So yeah, we're gonna steal it, right? Especially with our zombie token. That's why it's so unreal. It doesn't say non-token. These stupid zombie tokens draw you cards. And we are gonna let them have a card because we're eating the Sanctifier. We could destroy the bolt, given that it can kill this thing anyway. Although it makes him use 3 to kill this thing. So we don't need to do that. Let's destroy the bolt by making him spend 3, right? Identity politics. Opportunistic. Oh, they get one final card. And it triggers once per turn, so we don't even get one. That's kind of funny, but it is what it is. And actually, now that the bolt would kill the opportunist... Oh, as a 2/4, it doesn't. Never mind. 2/4 is not a werewolf, right? So it doesn't kill it, so that's good. And yeah, it is a good point that because this is a werewolf, that my whole thing of letting it flip first doesn't even work. But... I'm going to send the 4/4. I believe the way the rules work is that this is already triggered once, so even though it triggered on Panda's side, it never left the battlefield, so I don't think it triggers again. So I'm only going to send the 4/4. Oh, why didn't I send this? I don't know. I don't know why. I just lost it in my sight there. I don't know. Magic is hard when you're streaming it. That's the answer. But do we kill the bolt? No. Now that the opportunist is safe, I'm going to hold. And make it look like I totally know what I'm doing because I'm just keeping my Liberator on defense here. That's the plan. Because that makes sense. We could do this. We have the startle. What's the risk here? What are we risking? Because I feel like the tricks that the Traveler has access to, I guess Blade Brand, but Blade Brand we shrink it to 0. Plus X plus 0, we shrink still. It like Flare, yeah, Flare 3/3, we reduce back down to still 3 power, so it's still we still survive. And we would kill the Liberator, but that's fine. I'm gonna do it. Whatever. Blow me out and send me home. It is Flare, so it's just we really had 2 for 1 in the sense that their Flare doesn't draw a card, our Startle does. I guess they get the Liberator though. That's reasonable. So it all kind of works out, and then the Opportunist is just being the Opportunist, being stupid. Cut Purse. All right. Well, we all both got some value out of that. And what are we doing here on 7 mana? We can make a Sighting Beast, but we can also just go Sighting, hold up Beast, or Gale Drifter, hold up Geist Wave, or really at 6 though. How are we not losing to the Loper? We really need a Gale Drifter, don't we? So let's play that and try to trade with the Interloper. And they're gonna try to bolt it, and we Geist Wave and save the Drifter so that we can redeploy it and get the Interloper on the way back down. And then we eat a ground creature and we go to 2. They might send the Cut Purse, but it flips into a Death Toucher, right? Or not flips, but yeah. So this is looking rough for us. Maybe, yeah, like that. I was just on there, Siriana. Might as well get this damage in. If they want to trade the Cut Purse off, that's fine. But we already used the one spell that wants us to sacrifice creatures. So getting damage in while the getting's good seems fair. Crawl is tough since they can get back Opportunist, but here's the plan playing out as we expected. And we could go to 2 here if they want to send all. They might just take us to 4 with the Interloper. Oh no, of course they don't need to send all. They can still get us to 2, thanks to Menace. Forgot the Menace there. What are we looking for? We're going to 8 mana. We can Drifter and Sighting, and that is still not enough. That's what's brutal here. I don't think we have a way out. We cast 2 creatures and it's still not enough. Like, we need to draw a card that draws cards and makes blockers. Ants. Does Ants do it? Ants doesn't even do it though. I mean, I can make 2 blockers already. Oh, Ants gives us life. Yeah. Fair enough. Ants isn't out to get an extra turn based on the life gain. I was just counting the 2 3/3s, but yes. Little bit of life gain would extend the game at least. Yeah. Leave food out, in my experience. But we didn't find ants, so we dead. I'm not gonna show anything. We're just dead to proper attacking, and I don't think we're gonna experience not proper attacking. I think it's an important feature of the card, Robert. It's like the It's like the Gorgeous George, the big 6/6 that gains you some life, so that if you've taken some beating to get up there, you get a little extra help surviving. It helps you turn that corner. Yeah, we're gonna be on the play. We can cut this again. It's been fun to try out, but it's nothing to write home about, huh? And Burb Admirer definitely helps with that. Bolt gets it. Morbid Opportunist gets it, but eh. Maybe for the cover-up again, if we're trying to be more aggressive. I'm going to cut it as a little bit clunky. Hey, we haven't had this one yet. We should keep just so we can play a Briar Bridge tracker on 3. Oh, Magic. Hey, look, we still can. Thanks, Magic. I'm going to send a Sentry back. I feel like we have Sentry into Tracker. Although we have Sentry into Tracker and to sack the clue, play another Sentry. But I kind of like leaving some beef in here, even though it's not the best matchup for it again because of black removal. So there is that. I'm gonna do it this way though. You don't like it because it's low to the ground, or you like it because it's low to the ground? I like setting up a curve. That's my main thing here. I also want to trade if possible because it makes this better. I could hold up the switch, but we may have this held up on 4 because we have nothing else to do except the clue. So definitely playing the tracker and having this be our turn 4 play. He said foreplay. How about a card to punish that? See this thing, it's so, quote, weak. But as soon as you can't deal with it, it's suddenly not so weak. Flipping anything here. Like literal anything. At this point, Coven is excellent because it allows the Sentry to get past these annoying chumps, or not even chumps, right? Trades. So this is super important. And maybe even means we play the Sentry over the Cav, although Cav getting trample is just as good against this stuff too. So yeah, let's max mana. Coven doing some work with these creatures this time. No blocks. This is rather hasty. Feels like a cut purse move. Hello, friend. What do you say we start making 1/1s? And we need to get that out of the way. It doesn't really matter. It kind of does. Gives better attacks here. But they're not putting everything on this. Anyway, I'll do this pre. All right. Brought it even. We're back on the draw. Does that change things? We had Howl of the Hunt in before. Oh yeah, thanks. Evolving Wilds needs to get in. Appreciate that. Just a deck mistake. Yeah, I'll run this back. Like this. It should. The cards like that are never worded. The creature's owner or whatever, you know, like it doesn't really work that way. Or the, I guess it could say you get. That's fair. It could say you get, but I don't think it does. Anyway, this is a nice keep. We haven't seen this creeper either. Classic templating for that aura, though, would be enchanted creature gets, quote, ability, end quote. Love it. We've got now a nice 3 as well. I like my 2/2 flyer better than their 2/1 flyer. Captain, my captain.
Not only am I your ship's captain, I am also your party captain. Woo! We're gonna get it going here in just a few minutes.
I'm your party captain too. And
Technically I have Startle and Duel, but just going with a 3-drop, no attack. Right, but the point is, if I steal the creature, the owner of the aura is still the owner of that card. I control the creature, and owner and control. The aura is owned and controlled by the original caster in that spot. Sorry, back to considering. No need to block here when we've got startles. Geist Wave, Startle, Duel says patience. Although it's a little telling that suddenly I would not be doing it now. We don't have +1/+1 on the Duel, so that doesn't really get us anywhere. It's more about the Startle and the Geist Wave. But I'm going to go for startling something and having Geist Wave to protect that play. And what is the most important thing to die? Probably the Candlegrove Witch. It's on par with the... I mean, it's the same power as the Interloper, but it can block. And although it's not in the air and might not be for a while. Could even go... you know, I think I'm actually just ready to trade this off now and do it this way and startle to save the Creeper and just trade off the Abomination. Because then we deal with the Flyer and the Witch. And yeah, if they go for a response of their... Ooh, there was no pause there at all. So maybe this works out for us okay. We could also duel away one of our zombies just to save it. We could do that too. Want to do that? Let's do that. That's a use of zombies. I'm doing that. The Battle of the No Blocks. And now Tracker holding up Geist Wave to save the Tracker if we need to. And we can even crack the clue because we have another token. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot this ramped me. I could just play the ants. I'm being a little bit fancy play, but this is pretty great too. I should have at least considered the alternative line. This also lets us attack, which is nice. But certainly a mistake not to consider the ant play, regardless of what we would end up doing. What is this about? This has got to be cut purse, right? So I'm going to do this and then save my own tracker with the Geist Wave when Oppo tries to cut purse. Oh, Bat Whisperer. Okay, great. It was an even better called bluff. I'll just crack the clue, though. Tempo Wave for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, and then a sentry. And then they have a blocker for next turn, but it just trades with everything. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable, actually. And we're going to do that. I like it. I think at one card, it's correct. This is a lot of damage. I'm going to leave this behind, though, so we have a token. Although we can cast Shadow Beast Sighting beginning of the next turn, or the ants even, and repeat and get this back to 4. So actually, I take it back. I'm going to send the 2 while the sending's fine, and we'll still get the 4 before it goes down to 2. And then we add to the board and kind of say, come up with a Wrath or we win our pod. Yeah, baby.
I like to do a little superior dance. Join me, boys.
Baby, how you feeling? Woo, child, tired of the bullshit.
Here we go. All right, another starts on 3 type hand, but not one we're going to send back. And I forgot to put the stupid Evolving Wilds in my deck. At this point, I think I'll just do it in sideboarding only. Again, I don't know what the exact rules are, but I don't want to be thought of as trying to get away with something. Changing my list for game 1. A Wrangler, that is some tough news. Back-to-back farmers can make sure we're not missing any land drops here. Not like we are. Going farming. There we go. Good island. Good value of flashback card milled. I don't like this card, but if you're playing heavily at instant speed, then it's probably fine because you can just pass your turn into night and be sure to get that 1 card off it and then start playing at instant speed. We are going to play at Gale Drifter speed, try to start getting there in the air, make the Wrangler do some work maybe. I don't have an attack with a Sage. I guess maybe they wouldn't block, but I also like threatening a block of my own. Well, they can also. There's no reason they couldn't. I'll attack. I think they probably just block with Sage, but maybe yeah. All right, we got some free damage, and it's effectively free because they can tap it down at our end step anyway, and we'll go Gale Drifter here. And of course they can tap down the... Oh, there's no reason not to tap the Gale Drifter there, but it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to block anything they would attack with. I guess maybe I'd block the Sage, but... Yeah, maybe they should have tapped it. They could have at least gotten in with the Sage. Identity. Back again. We can steal the Wrangler at some point, potentially, but for now, I like just pushing more stuff out. Farmer holding up Startle after we attack. Floofy on being a monster is what we've learned. What are we casting the spell into? I don't know, but if it's just a straight counter spell, flip the switch, that's all right. Yep, that's cool. Makes zombies for the Wrangler, but we're going to try and take the Wrangler eventually with our grafted identity, I think. Maybe we steal that. By sighting. A lot of ways to punish the old graveyard strategy in the set. Geist Wave gives us the whole identity, protect identity play, but with Startle, still nighttime, we're just going to pass with everything available here. I don't want to start. I don't want to do the identity until we have the Geist Wave to bring it back if they do something about it. But this is a problem, the Wrangler tapping our defenses down, so you could make a case for it. I'm also not sure which to get. I think we have time, especially because the Startle is going to buy us 2 damage, and we can even cover up whatever else they do. So I'm going to say no attacks and do the cover-up Startle plan here. Not for the Delver, though. Only attacking with the bird. Interesting, they played Delver before combat. Probably means there's nothing coming after. I don't know why they do a pre-combat Delver and then do something else post, but I'm going to prevent some damage and try to get a zombie and protect the play with the cover-up. Yeah, not great to not use that mana. This is tough. Maybe I have to go shields down on it anyway. After all that of wanting to protect it, we probably need to just play a sentry. And then we can, if the Wrangler lives on the grafted identity plan, we get to tap down the guide. If we take the guide, the Wrangler lives, and they're just wide enough that the Wrangler just starts to take over here. I think the Wrangler is the most important card on the table. So unless we want to Geist Wave it and counter it, we kind of have to steal it. So that's what I'm going to do. And now, maybe we do need to wave. We're at 17. If we go Sentry, what are we blocking? Not much that we weren't already blocking, so I'm going to actually hold up the wave. If I could play the Sentry and use the Wrangler to tap something, that would be an argument. We don't even have 3 creatures. And that's a good point. We make it daytime and they draw a card anyway. This keeps him off a card. I forgot that element of what was going on here. Silverbolt, funny. Oh, yeah, they still have it available. We have the wave. If they go for their own Wrangler, we can't. If they go for their own Wrangler, yeah, we just let it happen. We can't. We could Geist Wave our graph. No, it would still target the Wrangler, so we would give it back and let them kill their own. Yeah, that works. I hope they do it. That'd be awesome. Now that I've actually puzzled it through, it's actually a great play. I mean, we lose the Wrangler, but we get the identity back. This is the most cards I've ever seen the Firmament Sage draw, ever. 2. Good job, Firmament Sage. Yeah, they're not, but they might go for it if it's blocking, if it's stopping the flyer, and we can get... Because we can get a lot of creatures out here. It means going shields down on cover up to get the sentry out as well. But we have the wave for the Wrangler play that we were talking about. Yeah, they're going for it right now anyway. Mwah ah ah ah. We're still in trouble, but that felt good. All right, we'll steal that instead. Or that. Boy, there's a lot of stuff to steal. Can't block. Just taking 6 and hoping we don't die to the crackback next turn. Can't quite see chumping either, although we could chump with a Gale Drifter. That just seems wrong. Let's take this and decide what we're drafting. Yeah, we do. We have 8 mana, so we can steal and hold up the counter. So maybe that means Trainer is fine. The other option might even be the Sage, so that we try to get ahead on cards. But no, Trainer I think is where it's at here. And we even have the Coven now. So yeah, with nothing, that's a great point, Hat. This is currently a 6 a turn clock that we have protected with Cover Up. So let's just move on that. We can't. Let's. How many should we put? I'm gonna say 0. That's just what I'm feeling. 0. It's because of this, if you're wondering. Another one that cannot be blocked. And we still have the correct spectrum there. So, yep. Oh, wait, I forgot. It's Double Strike, but they do have a blocker. I think it's still correct because it says you can... Oh, they didn't even block. I mean, they had the Soul Guide Griff block, but I was thinking like we had it, but we didn't. So that was scary. But I'm going to just dump hand now. If something happens where one of our remaining 2 mana instants would help, we could crack the clue. We got Duel for dominance, I get, and Startle are the outs on that front. That's another thing that can now block a sentry. But do they have enough blockers? Can we just get in wide? And also, still sending in 3 points of double strike is going to make some trades. But yeah, I kind of like Abomination double strike send in. It's still, oh, I say it's still a must block. All right, let's start with the Evolving Wilds and not forget that. And then... yeah, that's a good point. We had it on the Flyers alone. That's really probably what got the scoop from Floofies. Yeah, blue-white, we definitely want some flying. So Bird Admirer is a no-brainer here. No bird-brainer. And yeah, we'll cut the cute rare again as a pretty easy cut. We've been looking at the cavalry against decks that can play big removal, but they didn't really show big removal. Silver Bolt doesn't... you know, when we were thinking about the different 5-drops, we never talked about the Silver Bolt, but there's an argument for the big dumb beef of cavalry over the werewolves just because of Silver Bolt. That was one of the picks we were thinking of earlier on. But I don't think we need any of the other stuff we were considering here. I think this is how I want to do it for now. Flip the switch is an option. I think it's good enough. Oof. Brutal opener, but if they don't get a start that allows us to startle, then that's fine. And if they do, we probably are, you know, I'm gonna keep this. And I'll startle anything on 2 to try and find exactly this, but we don't even need to now. What do you mean never punished? They have a 1/2 that's good against our 3/1. Can you believe that? Oh wait, we have startle. Never mind, never punished. And in fact, next turn could be Evolving Wilds plus Startle, depending on Oppo's moves. So, let's see here. Sanctifier is a straight trade for the Sentry with the Startle, but I'll still offer it. We got a lot of these things. And then now, I just like actually playing out the tracker. Shields down, great card. And then, yeah, I also like Wilds, Crack It, and Farmer next turn. That's great. Finally, my habit of cracking Wilds immediately has strategic purpose. Now, this has better become a 2/3 or they got real rough spot. On the, yeah, there you go. Like, they had to make these 2/3 or it's just bad news bears. Still fine with us because we can send in, they think they're offering a 1-for-1, but we're actually going to startle our way through this. They smell it. Clearly Floofies knows what's up, but they're in a tough spot. I'm in the place of I don't care. Happy if you do, happy if you don't. Farm living is the life for me. There you go. How about that meme? Give us a, let's make a Beverly Hillbillies eccentric farmer meme. That's pretty good, right? They're the Beverly Hillbillies. They're very eccentric. easy for me to throw out meme ideas. It's my master meme makers that do the real work. Oh, Green Acres? Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm confusing my old school westerny shows. My bad. Oh yeah, we both have it. All right, what are we doing here? We're going sighting wilds, and no good. Well, no, we have the same startle attack, so we will put them to the same test. Although now they have put 3 on it, and then it is a 1-for-1. Yeah, I screwed up my pop culture. Sue me. Only the olds knew anyway. I might as well make up songs and say they're from 70s TV shows, and a good chunk of my audience is like, sure, I guess, whatever. So yeah, now I don't like the send as much. I'm gonna crack the wilds and get an island. I'm an old. No denying. No denying. Or are you saying that you would be on to me with your youngins and my fake news? Yeah, I'm gonna go beast sighting here. No attacks. That's cool. We still have a spare copy of that. It's a 7 mana copy, but if we can get around to casting it, it's kind of like we got a 2-for-1 in our favor with that. High Plains Drifter. And with no flying blocking, we're going to put him to the Gale Drifter test. Holding up Startle and cracking a clue, which I'm choosing to do over Rise of the Ants, which is also pretty good on this board. I'm just inclined to go with the flyer when we have it. And they don't have a flyer blocker. Still holding the Startle. Still don't like what it looks like if they are clever enough to gang block, which I'm going to assume they are. So I'm going to stick to right now asking Floofies to deal with the Gale Drifter and have that be plan A. Yes, I like that as well. If we get a 7th land, just casting the sighting before they do something to that. Although this was the card they did that they had that got it before, but so maybe you don't need to play around it. This is where locked is decent against stuff like Gale Drifter, but the thing is we still have a unlocking tool in our deck somewhere. Tables have turned. We're now getting attacked in the air. Bird Admirer will shut that down, though. And I don't even need to. We're probably just making some tokens of some kind or another here. Yeah, I like ants. And then ants backed by Startle and attacking with the tracker returns us to having some decent attacks there. I don't mind that either, although the vigilance is super annoying here. It's only vigilant for a turn, though. It doesn't stay that way. So that from here, for Floofies to keep attacking with that, needs to present us with good attacks back. But in this case, I like Sentry, hold Startle. Still don't like the tracker here. If we send in, I guess maybe we're at the point where we let them gang block and the results are okay. Maybe it is time to just use the startle there. They might not even do it right. If they only block 2, we actually blow them out. It's just Floofies has played super solid. I'm not expecting Floofies to make a mistake here. But also, again, the Witch doesn't really have great attack. So I'm just going to go Sentry, hold up, startle. And then next turn, the Sentries... We can even startle the Witch, and then the Witch can't block the Sentries, for example. That's one way to do this. I've been holding off on the 4-3, Rob, because I don't like what it looks like in the event of a multi-block, and I'd rather at least send it when I'm attacking with other stuff. With Startle, it's okay, but we're not good. They've got good blocks against a Startle. So I'm going to say no attacks. I'm going to go with my read here, which is that that's still not a good enough attack. Ominous Roost doesn't create blockers for most of our team. Yeah, we got a big attack coming. I just needed to get wide enough to feel good about it, and now I do. I'd be thrilled if they want to race with that Witch. I think we can beat them in a race, especially with another Ants lurking and the life they're in. Yeah, they didn't feel they could attack. I didn't think they could either. If I play the land, we just kind of show that's what we drew. We don't need to do that yet. Although I should have cracked this clue. There's no need to leave the clue around there. That was just a mistake. I got distracted. And so now do we want to crack this pre-combat just to have more options? Yeah, we probably should. Because the other option is to play the sighting, but we're definitely going to end up startling here. I think we crack first and then decide if we want to startle and how. Because if we find a bounce spell for the Witch, then it just changes everything. All right, that's cool. It gives us another play, although we had one with a Bird Admirer here in this island. Now I'm going to play this. And Liberator, yeah, so no great blocks if we just startle the Witch, right? So I think we just startle the Witch ahead, and then they can't block the sentries. Although the sentries, oh yeah, then the sentries are just unblockable. But what is it going to trade with? We get the 4/4 on blocks to try and trade with it. Literally the only thing that trades with it is the tracker. Do you think they're going to block Witch on tracker? And is it literally everything, or do we leave back the farmer? Right, and if we, but what's the kill you're talking about? I don't understand what you mean by, how are we getting it on blocks? Or are we just happy if they want to eat one of the sentries? Is that your thought? Because I'm not sure we just want to let him eat a sentry. trade for one. I don't understand the trade you're talking about. This is a 4/4, and you're talking about getting it blocked by a 3/1. I don't understand how we win combat. That's my question. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do this. At least we have a backup blocker as well. And I like big butts, and I can't outlie. Miss Bird Admirer can't be denied. Eight with 3 blockers. Us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. So 4 get through. Our smallest is 1, but everything else is like at least 3. So I think this is lethal. Right? Let me make sure. So 1, 2, 3 on the blocks. This can't block. Kill the. Yeah, we don't need that. We could have maybe done that before, but actually this is fine because this can't block. 1. They block 3, 3, and 3, and then take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's Xaxes. All right. Xaxes, and they're tapped out, so this is good. All right.
Bender, honey, we love you.
Shut up, baby, I know it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all the great help and lines and thoughts. There we go. Man, we're getting a little... we have so many 2s. Maybe we'll draw one, but we've had a lot of openers that are missing 2s, given how many we have, but we're going to keep this. Looks decent. Zach on the mole. Don't mind that either, honestly. I mean, it's kind of our game, so may as well be happy when it is not happening to me, at least. Silverbolt. Well, I was going to go with the tracker, but it might just prompt Zach to fire off the bolt and take it out. Now, maybe that's okay. We do get a card back off of it. And it does say, do this now, or we just start beating your face. So I'm going to do it. We still get a 2-for-1 long-term out of the deal, and if Zach doesn't deal with it immediately, it's quite an attacker. So we're kind of saying we're forcing him into this. Come on, 3 lands. Well, 2 lands, but I love the flashback spell at least. Creeper! Do you remember we had that card? I barely do. We're gonna go Cav here, though. What's this do? +1, +0, and gains first strike, so it's not really blockable until we have a startle up. Six. Yeah, we can still attack thanks to the startle. It's going to be telegraphed, but I'm in. We don't have to do anything yet. And now we're going to try this and hope that Zach doesn't have any follows. I did it in response to this because he didn't need to activate it again. The single activation was enough for the Fang Blade to start winning combat. So it was really the first activation that necessitates the startle, so I just did it in response. I don't know if there's a potential sequence that makes that an issue one way or the other. Yes, we could crack the clue. We go Creeper, crack clue, if that's what we wanted to do. I almost like just going Abomination, though, because then next turn we get the sighting, and then I like kind of getting the Creeper, although then it sets up to, I suppose, this doesn't have Summoning Sickness and you can get the sighting more quickly. So actually, I've changed my mind, yeah. It goes shields down, like they can kill off the Creeper here, but Creeper into cast Shadow Beast sighting and to get the spell back is totally reasonable. Hey, Ben. Ben Stark in the house and all of his Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. We're trying to take the finals here. For those Raiders who don't know me, my name is Ryan Spain. I co-created the Limited Resources podcast with my good old buddy Marshall Sutcliffe. Then I worked in Wizards of the Coast for 7 years, 5 of it in R&D, and 2 of it on this game right here. Now I stream and sling cardboard. I'm really glad you all are here. If you don't follow me, give me a shot. Maybe we'll see each other again down the road. And yeah, need somebody to blame on Arena? I'll be your fall guy. I'll take it on. Zach doing enough wheel spinning that I have some hope here, but obviously this type of deck can just pull out of it and recover nicely. But we're going to crack the clue here. We already have another token, and our creature that cares is dead anyway, so this doesn't matter. Awesome. Thank you all for the follows. Appreciate it. Cover up is nice. We can... I was going to go Shadow Beast sighting again ahead of the Creeper play. But we get Abomination and Cover Up on a board where we're advantaged, so I'm not going to do anything except press that advantage for right now. Oh, I spend hours... I like to joke that I spent hours with the Shuffler Coder trying to solve the incredibly difficult problem of how to give both players bad luck. The problem with coding your Shuffler to work over certain players is that then it rewards the other player. The tricky part is making both players miserable at the same time. That is the biggest challenge of randomization design. Could counter this, and as an initial card, Like, the fact that they had to discard to even cast it, I'm going to do it. I think it puts them down to just the, you know, the couple of cards here, and hopefully we just have enough here to get it done. And we can even put this back, and this back, and this back, and it's all good. I'm going to leave the beast, though. No worries, this game is freaking hard. It's why we play it, and it's why I'm often embarrassed on stream. Wow, the red-green spells deck has made it to the finals. This is a pretty cool deck from Zach. Not gonna lie. But I'm hoping we can get him in game one here with our current advantage. Sorry, Zach. Good play, but unfortunately we have a follow you're not gonna like. Yeah, the red board wipe would be something to consider, Siriana. I think with the backup ants, I'm gonna risk it anyway. And just these two, I could send the zombies and the farmer. That's gonna get an extra 4 damage in on top of the 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, getting them to 6. So that's the difference. And yes, I think that is worth it. Because it's not like the farmer. If the farmer could be eaten, maybe it wouldn't be worth it. But since the farmer is a bounce block, this seems fine. This is open deck list. This is the kind of thing where if I was hyper competitive about this, I would go and look and see if they actually have that rare. Because if they do, we should play around it. But I don't even know. I've never looked at a deck list in this event, not once. And I'm not going to start. Whatever. Show it to me. It does make sense for them being at in the finals. And a Ren in 7. Sure. Well, now we're going to get rid of one of these to get rid of the Ren. Spells to bombs.
We will help.
Yeah, this is almost scoopable. Well, that's the thing. That's why it was a pretty reasonable... Actually, you know, you don't generally play around rares, but when you're playing around a deck that's gone 4-0, you can start to presume some of that stuff. Is it, though? Is it time to start looking at deck lists? I don't know. How much do I care about this event? Like, here in the finals, of course, I, like, want to win, but I don't know. I don't want to. No, we would just have more ants right now, but it wouldn't really have saved us. Yeah, I wasn't even really paying attention. If I had paid attention to the chump block, I was talking to raiders. What you want from me? I talked to raiders, although we're kind of just dead now. Well, if it doesn't help us win the game to play around it, then we shouldn't. But it would help, you know. And Zach's continuing to show me cards. That's cool, too. I mean, it's completely reasonable to look at deck lists because it's legal. You don't need any other reason from that. I'm just being lazy and like I don't even know where to go to look. Deck is sick-ish. Deck is like a lot of medium. And, well, no, it's pretty good at the, like, I don't know, we've got some of the same medium, but really it's just got some heavy bombs, right? So, big sweeper, big planeswalker, everything else, I mean, that's what we lost to. We didn't lose to anything else except a burn down the house and a planeswalker. So definitely flip. We can take out the Geist again. It's just not that good. The other counter. Oh, we already put that in. I think that's what you're talking about, right? And then anything else? We don't have more bounce. We could have a Death Touch Wolf since there's some big stuff on the ground, but by the time that big stuff is doing its thing, a single Death Toucher doesn't solve the problem. So I kind of start to feel like we're back on get in there quick. Yeah, but again, I guess it gets this. Like, if we're Death Touch Wolfing Treefolk tokens, we've already lost. That's kind of my point. And then everything else is like, what are we really getting? Getting a Fangblade Brigand? That's true. I mean, it is an aggressive play. But if we're going to do that, I'd almost rather just have a Howl of the Hunt to augment the 2 drops we have. Howl of the Hunt on a Sentry can be a problem. I'm at 10 seconds, though. I'm going to run it like this. If I don't submit, I'll lose at least that counterspell swap. All right. This is an actual reasonable frickin' draw. Is that so hard, deck? And it does seem that Zach is spinning wheels early. We could get the jump on him and kind of get there, but also got to worry about overcommitting into the rare now. So there's that as well, but cover up solves that problem. So I do like attack like so. And another Abomination, and then have cover up and dominance for next turn. Candle Guide, probably a sideboard play against our heavy flashback. No reach, though, which is kind of funny. Scarecrow could reasonably have reach, right? Scare off flyers. Or get flyers, so to speak. Kind of need both types of mana, but I'm going to take the island in case we somehow down the road haven't cast the cover up and want to cover up and have some other blue spell. And yeah, that's going to be big enough to want to counter, although we can race it. Maybe we let that happen. Don't worry about the 5/5 and just try to get there and protect our flyers. Interesting spot. Also, though, it leaves our mana fallow if we don't do anything with it. So I'm going to do it. If they had something to deal with our flyers, I think they would have done that instead of that play. So I'm going to assume that our flyers are in pretty good shape for right now. Not only can we could race it, but if they kill a flyer, then we can't. But then also, what are we doing? Holding up cover up for the rest of the game with the Rise of the Ants in hand? Like, we gotta free ourselves to cast this as well. There we go. Now we're even. Gonna be on the draw. I think we need to keep the aggression going. That 3/4 was actually kind of annoying on the ground there. I like a howl to push damage through over. Now that we're on the draw, maybe even the identity can go, or sorry, the cover-up can go. Although, man, it just has such bombs. I think we have to keep the counters in, right? Not really. I didn't see... Well, I guess maybe there was some flashback. Yeah, there's a lot of flashback. We could... Oppo's running a Turn the Earth. But I don't think it's very good. They just get to draw them again. Like, I don't know. It's somewhat like discard. Targeted discard. A little fancy play, I agree. I think that's what it is. And I think we're just trying to see if we want to... get in this howl, get in even like the wolf and really get it more aggressive here. But I don't see what I would cut, honestly, because I want the 1 cavalry. I mean, I guess we could go down on go take 1 land out and consider the farmer and the startles to be enough to at least get us up to these levels. It's a little greedy. Yeah, a startle could go... That's an interesting call. Cut a startle given the lack of creatures generally. And then we're replacing it with interaction, but interaction that keeps our creatures big. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. It's a little narrow, not sure exactly, but I like it. Double D's, how you doing, friend? Thanks for the sub. Deck! If we do our first play on turn 4, I think we just lose target game. We have to mulligan this because of the nature of this matchup. We need to apply pressure, and this doesn't do it. This does. We're going to keep, send back an island, crack the Evolving Wilds for 1 on turn 1, and then Farmer's got a nice Evolving Wilds to get back. No, I liked it better when you didn't do stuff on 2. Oh, I didn't notice, but Zach must have mulliganed as well. Zach's hand looks light. Oh, double mull. There we go. Nah. Man, are we supposed to trade here? I think we're supposed to trade with a deck that has double mulliganed, but Farmer then eats the bolt. Well, yeah, I guess we'll say we're race for right now. I'm not sure, though. Ah, that's why they did that, although we have a nice play here, actually. I'm gonna swing in with a sentry. They might just take it, but if not, we get to duel and take it out. We don't get to play the farmer, but I like getting this taken care of. All right, they're empty-handed, but with a good card here, and we're not exactly drawing super well. Gonna have to farmer here and go shields down on cover-up, but then we'll have cover-up for the rest of the game-ish. I shouldn't have played a land. I should have played the Evolving Wilds. That was a small mistake, but a mistake. Yes, I like Vargan's statement. Red X spells is real, and it can pair with literally any of the other colors if you're focusing on the spell synergies. Zach winning on a mull to 5 would be quite a salute moment. We just have to say good job. Can't block here for a bazillion reasons, and we need help, really. Bounce into cover up would be nice. Like, give us a bounce spell. I was told large werewolves don't do the work in this format. What is going on here? Not going to play the wilds because we can actually track and crack if we need to. So I'm going to play the tracker and be ready to be a cracker. And now we actually potentially have a double block because they can't bolt and pump to stop all of this, I think. I don't know. I got to look. Don't we have this? Where's the coven symbol? That's weird. Huh. Why isn't there a coven icon there? Am I missing something? Maybe it doesn't matter because they don't have any? Is that really what it's about? It might be that they just don't have anything, so it doesn't even bother showing it, which is kind of funny. We're not attacking anyway. Yeah, I get it, but it doesn't mean that it didn't trigger that this creature had that ability. I mean, what if they flash in a 2 toughness creature or 2 power creature? I just would have said put it up the whole time. And I'll work out the math, but 5 points of first strike plus 3 is effectively 8 points of first strike. And we have 3, 4, 5, 6. So we actually still don't have a block. This is rough. We're gonna pass, take this, draw a card, and try to find something to not lose to werewolves that I have been assured are terrible. I've been assured of it. Gotta crack the clue even though it shrinks the tracker because we need help. Heck, I'll just chump with the tracker if this doesn't find us help. Finds us some land. Cover up still active. So look at the, I mean, Moldified beating a Molda 6 on Mega Flood here. And we're kind of in chump land, but I should at least send the tracker. I'll trade for the sentry if they want, since we're chumping anyway now. Although it does leave me dead to a single removal spell in addition, like besides the bolt. They could kill, kill, kill. This is ridiculous. Exactly, Pablo. Why like this? Are you kidding me? Right on, Shaman. Thanks for hanging. Yeah, finals is nice, but I almost hate, like, second place is the worst. Yeah, sure. Might as well complain with a flood meme.
Here comes the flood.
Does anything in our graveyard help? Duel doesn't kill it. Flip the switch doesn't do anything. Like, none of this does anything. None of it. None of it does anything. I can't stand. We can't deal with another body though. So submit 0 because I don't want to draw any of these because none of them help. I guess fight spell could take out the sentry, but it doesn't even do it the way I want. I don't know. What does it say? First strike, right? We're talking about the other side. What trample are you talking about? Yeah, this is what this says. I don't even know what we're looking to draw. I guess that doesn't hurt. But again, it's not even... Oh, maybe not... Like 9 toughness you'd think would be enough. But it's not. But we can chunk... It's like we do ants now. And it's still not going to be enough. But then we'll do ants again. And then it'll be enough.
Oh, is that what you want?
Yup.
Because that's how you get ants.
So again, this can go to 5 points of first strike. Plus 3 means that it takes out everything, and then it doesn't kill the final thing, but we just we can't block here except to chump. Well, let's see. 4. Well, yeah, we could take here. That's a good point. Maybe we just take here. This is a known card. This is not. I think you're right. Good call. It's a take, and it's a rise to gain some more back. Slash to the face. We just gotta tip the cap. Can't pump for lethal. Can pump to get us to 1. And if this is anything, pumping to get us to 1 costs the turn. Pumping to get us to 2 leaves up Bolt, which they might want to do. Dead to a lot of stuff. I like this line, though. Then if we're dead to a literal top deck. Interesting that there wasn't at least the one pump. It does suggest this is something. Or maybe they're just doing this, but this is too much. All right. We got this though. And it's nighttime, it's daytime again. That's all right. This is especially harsh on the night side. And this sets up, they've got a block on the tracker, but it'd have to be a, no, it can just be a single block. But I wouldn't mind if they, I mean, we got to block this anyway, so I might as well send. Like, if they want to trade with a sentry now, we were going to trade with something anyway, right? So yeah, we got a free 4 in there for that. Wow, just in time with the recasting of the ants. Howl. Also interesting, especially in the face of a tracker attack. It's the only attack we have, but with the Howl of the Hunt, it's pretty good. So I'm going to do it. Especially with the bolt tapped. We'll see what kind of double blocks. They could do multi-blocks here that make me not want to Howl. Maybe we save it for the flyer, but I at least start to see what they... give them a chance to make bad blocks that favor our Howl. Just taking, so... And this has flash, right? So I'm going to just Abomination, and then we have Howl before we untap even. Keep it daytime, too. And if they go to bolt something, we can even save a bolt attempt. Yeah, that's what John saw. I love art too, John. What art do you like? What art gets you going? Oh, and it even has vigilance, so we get to keep our flyer back once we howl it up. But can't howl if they don't tap out, obviously, because of the bolt. So we're just gonna go to our turn. There we go. We'll take it. We'll take it. You want to scoop it up? They're not dead, though. I wouldn't scoop it up. But this is a back-breaking play. Puts them on a clock. Are they dead, though? They might even be dead. 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. Yeah, actually, they are just dead. And we know their cards. And we have a Geist Wave. Make sure we have it again. 4 in the air for sure. These get blocked on the ground. We still get through. Yep, looks good. And we have, like, these can't be cast for anything, so it's just straight up done. Woo! I thought the Mold of 5 was going to get us. We got exactly the card we needed right when we needed it. All right. Well, I guess we're not broadcasting, so there's no coverage right now. I don't have anybody to go talk to. But I got a lot of awesome viewers here to talk to. Maybe with all these Ben Stark friends around, I'm supposed to start drafting again. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, that was a good run. Interesting games, tough choices. Oh yeah, we can get in the lobby. All right, let's see. How do I do this? Lobby voice. Here we go. Hello. Oh. Not hearing you very well. Let's see. Yeah. I'm hearing some vague talking, but nothing clearly. What's going on? Let me check my settings. Oh, here we go. This should do it. There we go. Now I gotcha. Had the wrong... yep, I can hear everybody now. I just had the wrong audio going, but now it's going in my ears. Well, let's see. We started on a blue with the nice blue mind control. Great way to start a draft, right? And then our pick 2 was the Root Coil Creeper. We never even really did much with that card. I don't think I ever tapped it for mana, or it never did anything. Like, it sat there on the battlefield before dying to the sweeper, but it certainly put us on that potential path. We saw a lot of open white, and actually Chat and I, by the end of it, thought we probably would have been better off with a green-white deck by the end, because white was so open. We were hedging on some white picks throughout the draft, including even, was it pack 3 Sigardian Savior? Like, even up to the end, we were not quite sure. Can't hear? Oh yeah, sorry. My chat can only hear my side of things. Sorry. I'll try and tell my chat what the questions are. But they're just asking me to talk about the deck gang and the draft. And yeah, we found enough white that we just felt like, I mean, we had good enough blue, but it was not great. There were just a couple of great blue cards, but I've only played blue-green a couple of times, but I've had great, I trophied with the other time that I've done green-blue. It's surprisingly versatile against a lot of the stuff going on, especially, other graveyard, like, the zombie ground game gets clogged up pretty easily. The blue you've got can produce some flyers, so you can handle the air. But it was not easy. It was not like, we drafted some sweet, awesome deck and it's just rolling easily. It was a really reminder of why we play, because it was tough choices, tough decisions, tough line finding throughout the whole event. But it was a lot of fun. I think maybe the secret MVP was actually the farmers. That's the question, chat. What do we think the MVP of the deck was? And I'll throw it to my chat too. They watched all 5 rounds, but I say kind of secret MVP because it's just innocuously drops this 2/3 on turn 3 or 4, but in a deck where I've got a pretty significant amount of flashback. and a game plan of flashing back 7 and 8 mana spells, the farmer coming in the middle there and ensuring you get up to your top end felt pretty critical in bridging the gap to letting me stabilize. Getting Rise from the Ants showed up just in time several times throughout the day to stabilize, and farmer was largely setting that up with the mana consistency. I was going to say also Startle, like we didn't have a ton of interaction. We had 2 Startles, a Geist Wave, and a Duel for Dominance. And then sometimes we brought in a Howl of the Hunt, which is what we ended up winning off of there. The Startles, boy, they're so frustrating because you can realize that your opponent likely or might have it, but it doesn't help you decide what to do. It's like, oh, well, so then we just leave our mana fallow. Oh, or so then we just don't attack. Like, it's like the possibility of Startle can really warp your gameplay, and if you're not thinking about it, it's going to blow you out. And we did several times. Yeah. No, second. In fact, I was going to say I'll mention it when I reach out, but definitely hook me up with the unroasted coffee. I got the roasted and unroasted, and I really love roasting my own coffee. So the fact that you all can send me green coffee to roast myself is just the sweetest possible prize I could get that is not just cold hard cash. Yeah, I play for coffee. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thanks for all you do to run the tournament and have this awesome event every week. We all appreciate it so much, right, chat? Chat is screaming right now. I know it. All right. Thanks. We'll see you.